Valentine's Day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of P&T Show. So today's edition is our Valentine special. By the way, how is the Valentine's Day going? Hope you're having fun. Hope you are giving and receiving love. Hope you are doing your best to ensure that you celebrate the Valentine in the right way. My name is Precious Flores Chukwuka, and I am your host on this show. So today, like I said, this is Valentine's edition of P&T Show. By the way, remember, here on this show, we celebrate parenting and we inspire teenagers. So today's edition of P&T Show, we're going to be answering some questions that teenagers ask about love, sex, crushes, and relationship. Why? Because we want to provide them guidance. So in the just ended Valentine's Teens Hangouts, we took time to answer some of these questions. But because we know that our audience out there also have some of these questions, and teenagers are part of this audience. So today we're going to be answering some of those questions. So I have my baby girl, Rosalind James, who is going to be, reading out the questions, some of the questions that we've gotten from teenagers. I mean, some of those questions, they're really heart-touching. They are really, they give you concern when you hear the question the first time. But that goes to show that our teenagers have a lot going on in their head and in their mind. They have so much they are dealing with, and they need guidance, they need support, they need encouragement, they also need advice. And that is why we are doing this today. So, drum rolls! Okay, so we're going to get started. Roslyn, how are you, by the way?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Thank you, ma.
All right, so we're going to start. You take the question and
Okay.
I'll take the answer, right?
Okay, ma.
So let's go. Share this, by the way, with someone. Invite someone to, listen, to watch, to be a part of today's Valentine edition of P&T Show. Duh.
The first question is, why is teenager relationship not acceptable? And what age are teenagers supposed to be dating?
Okay, so why is teenagers' relationship not acceptable? In other
Yeah.
words, why can't teenagers date?
Yes.
Okay, now a lot of reasons. If this is your question, or if you've heard a teenager ask this question, you can share this response with them. So, dating as a teenager, dating generally, nothing wrong with that. But you only are supposed to date when you are ready to get married, because dating is what leads to marriage. Dating is you trying to get to know your potential partner. It's you trying to understand this person, know if you are compatible, know if your values align, and all of that. If you're not ready to get married, what do you need those information for? What do you need those details for? Besides, as a teenager, you should be focusing on building yourself. You should be focusing on your academics. In fact, like I usually say, there are two persons and two things you should be dating as a teenager. One, date God. Get into a relationship with God. Remember now thy creator in the days of your youth, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. So this is the time to build that intimacy with God. Number two, date yourself. Get to know yourself. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What can you do to build on those strengths and reduce the potential of those weaknesses? Number three, date your purpose. Why are you here on earth? What is the solution you are here to bring? What is the problem you're here to solve? Don't just be a consumer, also be a creator. Do something, solve a problem, make the world a better place. Now you will be asking, how do I do that? It's not just about going to church. I'm not talking about being a pastor, going to preach. Whereas those are good, but there's a problem you're supposed to solve. There's something that you're supposed to do as a teenager, and that is your purpose. Discover it. Keep praying, keep reading materials, keep exposing yourself to events, seminars, conferences, attend those, and keep asking yourself, what can I do? What problem can I solve? What invention can I make? What can I write? What can I create? All of those are part of your purpose. Discover it. And you cannot do that effectively if you're meddling around with relationship, if you are on midnight calling with one boy somewhere, or if you keep chatting till 12 and 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Ain't gonna happen. Finally, date your academics. Relationship is definitely a distraction if you are not up to the age. You know what? Relationship will demand your time, your money, your emotions, everything. Relationship demands commitment and responsibility. And as a teenager, you still have a long way to go. Some of us, as a teenager, it means you still have like 4, 5, 6, 7 years before you are ready to get married. So why would you invest all of those years playing around with one boy or one girl? Makes no sense. So the best you can do is to focus on building your life, become a person of value, learn so much so that when it is time, somebody will look at you and see parts of value in you, and they would want to nail it down with you, get married, start building a life. But for now, relationship is a distraction. Trust me. All right, let's take the next
Okay,
question.
thank you, man. If someone is asking, crushing on someone, is it wrong or right?
Is it wrong to crush on someone?
Yes.
So I'll start with my personal confession. As a teenager, I had a lot of crushes. I had people I looked at and I said in my mind, I like this guy. I like this boy. I like him. So that's to tell you that it's normal. It's okay to crush on someone. It's normal. It is biology. It is your body waking up to the reality of the growth happening in you. Testosterone are being released, and a lot of other chemical reactions are happening in your body because you are right in the middle of puberty, and that's one of the signs of puberty. You start getting attracted to opposite gender. So there's nothing wrong with that. It is feelings. A crush is just a feeling. But like I always tell my teenagers, crushing on someone is normal. Acting on that crush is abnormal. Having crushes, loving someone, liking someone's physique and all of that, it's completely normal. But one thing you have to know is that you don't act based on your feelings. You do what is right no matter how you feel. So even if I feel like hugging this person, kissing this person and all of that, I don't do it because that's my feeling, and my feelings are not intelligent. My feeling can tell me go and slap a soldier. Does it mean I'll slap a soldier?
No.
You won't, because you know it's not right. Yeah. So that's the same thing. It's okay to have feelings. It's just like walking across where they're frying chicken and then you start perceiving the chicken. There's nothing wrong with perceiving a chicken, right?
Yes.
You perceive a chicken because you have a nose. And that's the same thing. You have crushes because you have feelings. Your feelings are beginning to mature and get you ready for reproduction when it's time, right? So you're in that process. But you don't now say, this chicken, I'm perceiving chicken, I want to go and take it. Even though it's not yours, you go to take it. You might even go as far as killing or fighting the person's frying the chicken so that you can steal it. So that's where it gets wrong. So perceiving chicken is normal. It tells you your nose is functioning, but you don't go for the chicken because the chicken is not yours. When it is time, you can act on that. You can act on those crushes, and that is when you found your life partner, when you're ready to get married. But for now, there's nothing wrong with having a crush. So when you have a crush, just clap for yourself, tell your body, good, woohoo. It means we are functional, we are alive.
Yes.
We are getting ready, we are getting there, all right?
Yes.
So, but don't act on the feeling. If worst comes to worst, open up to someone, speak to somebody, help so that the person can hold you accountable. But don't go acting on it. Don't also go talking to the person, I'm having feelings for you, I'm having feelings for you. You make it worse because now you are sparking a fire, right?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Next question is, someone asks, what is the best way to overcome having crush on someone?
The best way to overcome having crush on someone. You can't overcome it, my darling, in the sense of not liking people. It's like saying, what's the best way to make my nose to stop working? You can't stop perceiving things, but you can control what you do after perceiving things.
Okay.
So crushing on people is something that happens always. Let me tell you, even married people crush on others. So you can see someone and say, "Whoa, that girl is fine. Look at her shape, very nice. Okay, let's move on." You keep going where you're going because there's no road here.
Yes. Yes.
So you always have crushes. You always see guys who are good. But the thing is, the beautiful ones are not yet born. Focus. You know why? Your appetite will change, your knowledge will change, your decision, things you want in a man, things you want in a woman will change as you keep growing. There are people that you're crushing on today, or that there are people you crushed on like 5 years ago or 2 years ago, and now you're asking yourself, what did I even see in that boy that made me like him in the first place? What was I thinking? Because you've grown, because you've developed, you've gotten more mature, and you are still maturing. And that's why it's dangerous to pin yourself down now with someone, because your desires are still transforming and evolving. So if you go and pin yourself down with somebody now, by the time the chips are down, you start asking yourself, what did I say in this person? That's why girls will start dating someone, they get to school, they come back and tell the person, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it again, because they've seen larger life. And if you leave that school and get into NYC, you see another larger life. You get into the labor market, you see another larger life. So that's why you don't need to be instrumentally sharing your heart here and there. Get focused on your life. When it is time, you will get into a relationship and do it right. So to answer the question, you will not stop crushing on people, but you will remind yourself, the chicken is not mine.
Okay.
When it is time, I'll balance and eat the chicken. That is my own.
Thank you, ma. The next question is, what are the things we must do to avoid distraction and keep focus?
What are the things you must do to avoid distraction and keep focused?
Yes.
Okay, so distraction is one of the things that a lot of teenagers struggle with. So if you're the one asking this question, it is completely normal to get distracted every once in a while, especially when you've not been able to pin down what you want to do with your life and all of that. Now, the first thing you want to do to avoid distraction is to set goals. Set goals. If you set goals, then there's something your life is pursuing. There's something
Yes.
your life is about. There's something you are doing. So you have goals of what to do every day, what to do every morning, every evening, every night before you go to bed. So that becomes a guide for your life. You don't just wake up and then you are pressing your phone all day, or you are watching movie all day, or you are gisting with friends all day. You know that, oh, there's something I'm supposed to do. Your goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, time-bound, and relevant. So all these things, your goals should be specific, it should be measurable, it should have a time frame, and it should be achievable. Set goals on what you want to achieve every month. How many books do you want to read? Do you want to attend a conference? Do you want to write if you're a writer? Do you want to read and prepare for your exam? How many times do you want to read a day? How many minutes do you want to read a day? Do you want to study your Bible? Do you want to pray? Do you want to learn a skill? All those things are part of your goals. Now, what a goal does for you is that it keeps you laser focused. I used to ask my teenagers, if you don't have a goal post, how will you know when you have scored a goal? Is there a way to know?
No.
Definitely. So because you are just playing, imagine just playing randomly in a field and you keep hitting the ball at every corner. You won't know when you have scored a goal. You won't also know when you have missed a goal.
Yes.
So because if there is a goal post, even if it's a monkey post, it's better to have a little goal than no goal at all. So if you have a goal post, you know, oh, I scored a goal. I've scored 2 goals or 3. Or, oh, I missed a goal. It almost entered, but it hits on the goal post.
Yes.
And bounced back. So you know, okay, let me go try again, let me do it again. But if there was no goal, you wouldn't even know that you have lost something. There is no destination, so you don't know when you have arrived. You are just moving around, and that's why it's easy to get distracted. That's why somebody will call you, Stanley, where are you? Please come, let's just go and watch football. You follow the person. Where are you? Let's just go and see a movie. You follow the person. There's this my friend, she lives at Kenya. Let's go and visit. You just move without direction because you don't have a goal. So have goals. The next thing you must do to stay focused is to use daily to do. That's one of the things I teach teenagers that I mentor. Use a daily to do. Now, what a daily to do does for you is that it gives you an idea of what you should do every day. So you know, okay, I should do this, I should do this. You have like 5 or 10 to dos every day. So you wake up, you know, okay, number 1, done. You tick it. Number 2, done. Number 3, not done. Number 4, done. Number 5, done. Number 6, not done. You are following a routine, and it's giving your life a sense of accomplishment, so that at the end of this day, I know that, okay, out of the 10 to dos, I did 6. Oh, I have 4 carryovers. Oh my God. So I have to start with this carryover the next day. Okay. So the next day you are doing it. It gives your life a direction. It gives your life a momentum to move on. Now, the next thing you must do to keep focused is to manage your screen time. I know a lot of teenagers struggle with this because you want to be on social media, you want to watch TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, you are everywhere. So you get distracted because you'll be on your screen, you won't even know that 2 hours has gone, 3 hours has gone. So you need to help yourself. Use freezer. There are so many apps that you can use to freeze some of those social media apps that you're using that keeps you online doing nothing. If you're doing a business online, it's different, right? But if you just go there to consume and consume, you're not a consumer, please. You should be a creator. Don't just consume, right? So, and then the last thing is to get accountable. If you're struggling to focus, get someone, get a mentor, get a coach, get someone that can hold you accountable. A friend can also do that. Your parents can do that, depending on the relationship that you have with them. So whatever you can do to fix your focus, please do it.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, how can I avoid premarital sex while in a relationship?
How can I avoid premarital sex while in a relationship? You can't avoid it while in a relationship. My dearest teenager, you cannot avoid it while in a relationship. Because the question is, what are you doing in a relationship? That's the question. What are you doing in a relationship? Whether you're a boy or a girl, it applies to both gender. You should not be in a relationship until you are ready to marry. You know, when we say these things, it looks like these people they want to spoil our joy. Joy is coming. We want to relationship. It's for your own good, because by the time the chips are down, by the time you start having 1 heartbreak, 2 heartbreaks, 3 heartbreaks, 4 heartbreaks, how can you at 15 you already have an ex? At 13 you're saying my ex. Do you really need that baggage? Do you really need the baggage, my dear? So the only way to avoid premarital sex is to not get involved in a relationship. I have had a lot of teenagers ask me questions like, oh, this person said we'll just be platonic friends, no sex involved, nothing involved, but now we have had sex like 4 times, 3 times.
Yeah.
And you will have again. And the thing is that you're the one losing because you are the one that is destroying your body. Sometimes they'll give you a pill to take so that you not get pregnant. They will do this, they will do that, but they are fine. And by the time the chips are down, you are the one losing. You're the one that will struggle with the guilt. You're the one that will struggle with the shame. You're the one that will miss some opportunities in life because of the position you've kept yourself. So, what's the stress about? When it is time, I tell you, you go do and tire. You will get tired. I wish all married women and men will come out and tell our teenagers, you will be tired. You will get tired of this thing. You'll be asking yourself, I need a break. I'm tired. I want to. So relax. All right? Relax. When it is time, it will happen. But if you're thinking you can be in a relationship and sex will be out of it, it's a lie from the pit of hell. It is just a bait. It's a trap. It will bring you in, and there's nothing, you come in. It will just start with holding hand. After a while, the holding hand will not do you again. It will get to crossing hand. After crossing hand, it will not do you because you want the next. The next will now be to hug. The first hug will electrocute you. Like, and then from that, from one side hug, you give 360 hug. From there, you peck. From pecking to kissing, from kissing to romance, You know, when you are kissing, you don't keep your hand in your pocket. Your hand will be moving. Before you know it, by yourself, with your hand, with yourself, you remove your clothes. That thing you were saying you will not do, you do it. So why not stay clear? Because there's an Igbo adage that says, "Osimiri a na-eri onye ọ na-ahụ nkwe ya anya."
Yes.
Yeah, you will never get carried by the water if you don't get to the stream in the first place. So avoid the stream. That's the solution.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
The next
By the
question.
way, I hope you're having fun. This is still P&T Show, and we are answering questions that teenagers do have regarding love, sex, crushes, and relationship. And I'm doing this with my favorite girl, Rosalind James. Let's continue.
The next question is, how can I know a man with a good purpose for my life? That's what the teenager asks.
A teenager is asking, how can I know
Yes.
a man with a good purpose for my life?
Yeah.
You cannot know a man with a good purpose for your life as a teenager. Let me explain. You still have a lot of, there are things you will see. You know, they say not all that glitters is gold.
Yes.
There are things you will see now, you'll be like, this person loves me. They are bombarding you with messages, call you in the morning, baby, have you eaten? What did you eat? What did you drink? What are you wearing? And you are thinking that's love. But by the time you grow up, just a little more, you realize that that's not a factor to know who loves you.
Yes.
You can keep a robot and robot will be asking you those questions. So will you marry the robot?
No.
So it's not about what the person, there are things you know now that will change in the next 5 years. So my advice would be wait until you are ready. And when you are ready, get guided, get someone that will guide you, get someone that you can always ask questions about relationship as you're making that decision. But for now, stop asking, when can I be in a relationship? How do I know the right person? You cannot know the right person, my darling. Because if you now know the lesson that you now know the right person, what are you going to be doing with the person?
Nothing.
So you'll be dating the person for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
10
6 years
years.
before you get married. Or you date for 1 year, you break up. You now go and be nursing the pain. He left me. You don't need that. So why not use all that energy and focus on knowing God, knowing yourself, discovering your purpose, getting getting good grades in your academics. When it is time, you must have been mature enough. And if you're thinking, at what age should that be? At least you should have done with your high institution learning. From the age of 21, technically, from the age of 2021 actually, you can start thinking in that direction. But don't just do it alone. Get a mentor, get someone that can guide you, someone that can help you to, make decisions, quality decisions when it comes to marriage. Get a marriage counselor, get a mentor, right? But to say, oh, I'm 16 now, I'm 19, I'm 18, you distract yourself and you won't even know what you want, because sometimes what you want is not what you want. But as you keep growing, you mature enough to know exactly what you want.
Thank you, ma. Someone asked, what's the right age to date as a Christian girl?
I think I've just answered that question. Let's
Okay.
take the next one.
The next, someone asked, is it okay to be in a relationship there is no sexual activity involved? Or should I totally avoid being in a relationship?
I like the fact that you added that last clause. Or should I totally avoid? Please, some totally avoid. Avoid it. You do not need it. You do not need it. Avoid it. I know today is Valentine and they're going to be sending you text. Baby, can we meet at this place? Can you visit me? If you love me, visit me. If you love me, come to my house. If you love me, wash my boxers. If you love me, do. If you love me, kiss me. If you don't do, all right? So it's a temptation, I know, because a lot of your friends, people around you are doing it. But let me remind you, what is wrong, no matter who is doing it. The crowd is not always right. what is right, no matter who is not doing it. So you don't base your judgment based on what your friends are doing or saying. They can come back and tell you, my boyfriend bought this, my boyfriend did that one. The pressure will be there. I'm telling you because I had it. I remember when I was in uni, I kept asking myself, oh my goodness, when will I even say my boyfriend in this life? At what? When will I say my boyfriend? It was a pressure, but I also realized that my decision to stay without a boyfriend was paying off because I was more focused in my academics. I had a better relationship with God. I didn't have to go back to God every day to say, Father, I have sinned, Father, I have sinned. I didn't need that baggage, right?
Yes.
So I had my freedom and I had to maintain it. So I want to encourage you. And when it is time, oh my God, you'll enjoy and get tired. I was sharing with the students of the school, the school outreach we had recently. Last year, my husband bought me a car. Now, before that time, I know that there was a kind of person if I had become, I won't get a car gift, right?
Yes.
But I knew that, there's something I want to be. There's who I want to be. I mean, I'm not just hoping to get car gifts from my husband. I'm hoping to be a kind of woman that can also make my own money and give him a car gift as well. But I needed to become a kind of focused person to get to this point. So if I was running around collecting 2.5 flower, Valentine flower, 1,000 Valentine flower, I may have been distracted and I won't be here. And I won't even have the moral right to advise someone else. I won't
Yes.
have the boldness to talk about it. So the fact that I kept myself and I didn't run around boys. No matter the experiences I had as a child, the sexual abuse experiences I had, I told myself, never again. I'm going to keep myself until I get married. That was a decision, and I kept on it until I got married. Eventually, it wasn't easy. Like I said, it was hard. There was pressure, but the reward was more promising. Remember, the Bible said Jesus, seeing the goal, seeing the glory ahead, he endured the cross. So there are things you must definitely endure in order to hit your goal. And staying sexually pure, staying out of relationship is one of them.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Okay. The next question, someone asks, is it alright to do a romantic things like kissing and caressing in a relationship while maintaining celibacy?
Well, you want to be celibate, but you also want to touch, you want to caress, you want to choose your stand. You can't sit on the fence. All right? And the thing is, like I said earlier, have you ever seen people kissing and their hands are in their pockets or their hands are behind their back? They are kissing. It's not true. Kissing is like flight ticket that takes you to the air. And once you are in the air, you cannot come down. So if you don't want to end up with sex, don't start the journey. Kissing is what ignites the fire. All right? So if you want to be celibate, if you want to keep yourself, if you want to stay away, first of all, don't even go playing with fire. Don't try. Don't say, we're not going to do sex, it's only kissing, it's only kissing. By the time the fire will come up, you will be the person to remove your clothes by yourself. And I mean, this is so true. I've handled the case of a teenager. She was a virgin and she went to see her boyfriend. And long story short, they did it. Of course, initially it was just romance, but they ended up doing it. And I'm like, okay, when he was touching you, what were you thinking? You think it's just for free? And but men are dangerous. Some men are dangerous. They know where to touch you. They know what to do. And you will lose your medulla oblongata will scatter. You will be on fire. You'll be the one dragging them to come and do. So if you don't want to do, don't start. Because if you start, you won't end. And it's after you have gotten to that end of the road that you now start regretting, oh my God, what did I just do? Why did I do it? So if you don't want to regret, please don't start. Next question.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, someone asks, is it healthy to be in a relationship with someone that is more than twice your age?
Is it healthy? Well, the question is, at what age? So age is a number. That's what it is.
Yes.
So if you are a teenager and you are the one asking this question, then my question to you will be, why do you want to get into a relationship as a teenager? What are you looking for? What do you want to gain? Apart from heartbreak, what else do you want to gain? Because, I mean, that's it.
Yes.
Apart from heartbreak and then someone taking sexual advantage of you, what else do you want? So, age is not a problem. You can get into, you can marry someone who is twice your age when it is time, if the person is compatible with you, if the person's values aligns with yours, if the person is the kind of person that you can build a life and a future with. You sure can, right? And you can also marry someone who is younger, so it's not a problem. I married someone younger. I'm 2 years older than my husband. But I made that decision because I saw that this person is a leader. He can lead our home. He can lead me and I can submit to him. I can respect him, right? He is the head and he's going to be the right leader for me. That's why. So it's, you can marry someone younger, you can marry someone older. That's not a problem. But the problem is, are you ready to marry now? So if you're not ready to marry now, then this question is invalid in the sense, right? Because tomorrow you might suddenly realize, oh, I don't want to marry someone twice my age. Because now you know better, or you have more reasons why you are making that decision. But for now, you don't know much. You know some things. Let me not say you don't know anything. You know some things, but you don't know much. And your knowledge is evolving. Your maturity is on the way. By the time you get through those hurdles, you realize that I can't marry someone who is 10 years older than me. But what if you've already pinned down with the person because you feel like, if I miss this person, I will not get another one? That's a lie, by the way. Don't buy into it. It's too expensive. Let's take another question.
The next question, a teenager asks, is it a must to have a sex with a man in a relationship to prove to him that you love or care about him? This question is so funny.
It's funny, right? Well, my response to that question would be, scam, 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 scam. Scammers everywhere. So, if someone is insisting that you have sex with them because you are in a relationship with them, that's a death trap. That's a scam. So they say things like, if you really love me, prove it. Or I'm not proving anything. In fact, that's the end of that relationship, because even the relationship in itself in the first place is wrong. It wasn't a good idea, right? So if someone is telling you, if you love me, prove it. If you love me, kiss and caress me. If you love me, in fact, oh my God, what have I not heard in these few days? A boy is asking a girl, give me head, let me give you, I'll be giving you, I will lavish you with gifts. How much gifts are you going to sell your soul for? It is a burden, it's a baggage you don't want to get involved, because what confidence will you come to God with afterwards? What confidence will you use to talk to your children tomorrow? How will you be able to pull out the files of things you did as a teenager tomorrow? You don't need those, my darling. So if someone is telling you, you've been dating for 6 months, you've not done anything for me, I will not do anything for you. That should be the response. I won't do. That's not why we are here. In fact, that's the end of the relationship. So, say no to any pressure to do something that is against your value. Say no to teenage relationship. Say no to distraction. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next one, someone asks, there is a boy in my school. This one is a long story. There is a boy in my school that I like a lot. We dated before and we broke up, but we are still friends. The reason we broke up is because I wanted to focus on building up myself, but lately I have been spending more time together with him, and I feel like I am having feeling for him again, but I don't want anything that will ruin our relationship.
Okay, so this is a very good question, and I can imagine probably you didn't know all these things that we're sharing today, and that's why you already get it. You have gotten involved in that relationship, or even if, or maybe you're just watching this video and you are in these shoes, in the same shoes. What I want you to know is that if you have ended that relationship, leave it ended, leave it closed. Don't go back. Because if you are going back, it's like a dog going back to eat vomit. You already know I need to focus on my future, I need to focus on my academics. This is a distraction. I mean, you get into class and then the teacher is teaching and the teacher asks the question, you know the answer, but you are scared, you are afraid, you are shy because your boyfriend is in class. You won't answer the question, or you won't ask the teacher question because you want to appear like what I don't know. So it's a distraction that you can't manage as a teenager. So leave it. If you have already ended the relationship, leave it ended. Relate with the boy the same way you relate with every other person. Feelings will come because it might come because your feelings are not intelligent. Your feelings are not intelligent. You can be having feelings for somebody because you lack knowledge. For instance, you can be feeling, you can see a man and you just start having feelings for them. But as soon as they tell you, oh, this man is HIV positive, all that feeling will dry immediately because now knowledge has entered the equation. So if this person is someone you were dating before and you disconnected because you feel like I need to focus on my life, which is a good decision to take. Don't go back to it. Instead, focus on building, focus on getting better, focus on if there are things you do with that person, disconnect. If there are special moments or whatever, you go home with them or you walk down to from school with them, stop it so that you can allow your heart to heal from that emotional connection so you can be alone effectively.
Okay, thank you, man.
Yeah.
The next one is someone asks, if someone is sexually abused, what can the person do?
Oh, my darling, I know a lot of teenagers are on this table, and I'm really sorry that that happened. It's not your fault that you were sexually abused. It's not your fault that, you know, you weren't protected enough and this happened. I'm really sorry that it happened. Um, what you can do is to, first of all, understand that it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself because I say this because I know I was there. I was sexually abused at the age of 5 and 7. And growing up with that baggage, I kept blaming myself. I kept telling myself it was my fault. Why did I even go there? Why did I allow him? And all of that. But I was only a minor. So I don't know at what age that what happened to you happened, but if you're a teenager, there is every likelihood that it happened, either as a child or as a teenager. So I want you to know that it's not your fault at all. Okay. Number two, I want you to forgive. It's hard. It's hard because it took me over 20 years before I could heal properly and forgive. So you don't need to, it's not in a hurry, don't forgive in a hurry, but to realize that forgiveness is part of your healing. Forgiveness is first what you do for yourself before the next person. They say that offense is an outer disease and bitterness is an inner cancer. If you being bitter, being angry, being frustrated, it's not going to help the matter. It will rather make you a bitter person and an angry person, a depressed teenager. But if you take through the process of forgiveness and begin to reclaim your boldness again, it will help you more. Then another thing that I want you to know is that what has happened does not reduce your value. Yeah, it doesn't reduce your value. Well, it might look like it is, you might be thinking, oh, I've lost the most precious thing as a girl, lost my virginity and all of that. But you can make a decision today that you will not get into a relationship until you're ready to settle down. And if you do that, I tell you, your body is going to definitely adjust. You may not get back as, as at you may not get back to what it was before the abuse happened, but you are definitely going to feel better. You're definitely going to feel your body will come back, and by the time you get married, you will realize what I'm telling you. Your body will adjust reasonably because now you're going to abstain for 5, 10 years, depending on what age you are now and at what age you will get married. So understand that what happened does not reduce your value. Open up to someone, speak to someone, find a mentor, find a coach, find a counselor, a trusted adult who can handle your case properly, that can take you through the process of healing. You need to heal, because if you don't heal, you will bleed on people who did not cut you. Yes. Once again, I'm very sorry that it happened, but healing is possible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Someone asks, how do I say no to someone without hurting the person?
How do I say no to someone without hurting the person?
Yes.
I think one of the challenges a lot of teenagers have is that they struggle with being assertive, saying no. They struggle with saying no because they feel, if I say no, he will feel bad. If I say no, he will cry. My friend, cry blood. So you need to realize that my life is my responsibility. I have to protect my life. I have to protect my future. I have to protect my destiny. And part of it is to say no. So if you are trying to kill me and it will take no to save my life, why won't I say it? So you need to realize that this relationship, or getting in or having gotten involved in a relationship, is a highway to crashing, is a highway to heartbreak, is a highway to destruction. So you say that no with boldness. Now you're not going to say it in a way that will insult the person, or in the just concluded things hangout that we had, I've had to type, rephrase messages, craft messages for breakup. I've done, I think, close to 10 right now, because I know a lot of teenagers, with the passion and everything that taught them, they want to go like that. I said, no, please calm down. Write the message, show me, let me see, let me look at it. Then we can adjust it and make it in a way that you are confidently saying no, but you're not also embarrassing or insulting the person. Because some boys are nasty, they can be terrible, they can plan a rape on you, they can plan something evil, right? So you
Yes.
want to communicate in the best way possible. But there's a clause I always put each time I'm helping them craft that message, and it is, please respect this decision of mine and do not pressure me any further to be in a relationship with you. So you want the person to respect you. You're not asking them for their opinion. You're not saying, please, I want to end this relationship. What do you think? No, don't do it. It is, I've made a decision to focus on my life. We've been friends for a while, yes, but going forward, I don't want again. I'm not interested in being in this relationship because I need to focus on building my life. And I want you to respect this decision of mine and don't pressure me to do otherwise. Period. You send the person the message, and you make sure that you're not just saying it with your mouth. Every being of yours is aligning with that decision, because sometimes you say no, you go back and you start crying, and you want to call them, you want to chat them, hello, how are you doing? I just want to check on you. You are going back to your vomit. So say it, stay on the decision, and let them figure out things themselves. If you're disconnecting, you're also doing them a favor, because they also need to go and focus on their own lives. So you're doing the person a favor as well. Don't struggle with saying no. If you struggle with saying no, find someone, find a mentor, find someone who can help you, put, your perspective in place, because that's what you need.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. The next question, someone asked, what should I do if I have already done a mistake by dating a wrong person?
You've already made a mistake. You've already gotten involved in a relationship. It's a mistake. Is a mistake. So let's say I want to take this cup of water and I close my eyes. and I did this. Only to discover that, oh, this is not the cup of water, this is a flower. What do I do?
Drop
You
it
return
back.
the take and take the right one. You've missed a take. Just return it and take the right one, my darling. That's it. So drop it, end the relationship, and focus on your life. If you need help with crafting a message of breakup, I got you, baby. You can send me a message, and I'll definitely guide you on what to do. Okay? You need to stay focused. That's the message.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, the someone asks, so as not to have late marriage, is it advisable for a teenager to pick among suitors coming for them at such age?
Okay, so you're asking, is it advisable to pick a suitor as a teenager?
Yes.
Okay, so you are concerned, you are
And
scared
they
of
mean serious-minded suitor.
serious, yeah. So you're asking, oh, should I? Because if I miss this person now, I may not get another suitor when I'm older. It's not true. As a teenager, first of all, your body is not fully developed. Your body is still going through puberty, still going through change and growth and transformation. Not like you can't get pregnant and carry babies, but your body is not at its peak yet. That's number one. Number two, your emotions are not fully developed. That's why sometimes your parents will scold you and you start thinking, it's not to leave this house and run away, it's not to leave this house and run away. You understand? So, because your brain is still thinking in that direction, you are still, you just escaped childhood, you've not gotten to adulthood. So, your brain, and if you carry that same childishness into a marriage, you will ruin your marriage. We have a case today of a celebrity that got married to a girl at 15, and it's a crisis today, right? So as a teenager, your decision making is still not fully developed. In fact, the prefrontal lobe, your brain, the part of your brain that is responsible for making decision, is not fully developed. Science has it that it's from the age of 25, 24 that it is fully set. So at 16, 14, 13, 17, you still have a long way to go. And it is not the best time to pin down and say, oh, I've seen this person. If I miss this person now, how will I know I may not be getting the right person again. Don't feed yourself that lie. When it is time, God has your own spouse and he is somewhere waiting for you and she is somewhere waiting for you. So don't worry to say, oh, let me hold this person down now. If I miss this one, I may not get married again. It's not true. Focus on building your life. You will get the quality person that should marry you when you are ready.